Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing an expansion that actually came out last year, and I've been very slow about unboxing it and therefore have not played it yet. As you know, we do love Fire in the Lake, the coin series, and this is the second expansion to Fire in the Lake. This one is called Sovereign of Discord, and is a prequel of sorts as it focuses on the build-up to the American intervention into Vietnam in the mid-60s. 1965, I think, was Silver Bayonet, our first operations. So anyway, this game covers 61 to 63. The design is by Steven Rangazis. Steven is a very talented designer. He helped with The Fall of Saigon, the first expansion to this game, and this is his product. Joe Dewhurst is his developer on this project. Joe is also a talented designer and has his own the Pure Land entry in the coin series, which focuses on feudal Japan. And then he recently announced an expansion to Cuba Libre called Resisting Revolution. So anyway, this is an expansion. Comes in its own box. Nice looking expansion. I don't have any more room in my Fire in the Lake box. I was able to fit Fall of Saigon into that box. I'm going to have to keep this box, and I might move Fall of Saigon over here and just make sure to keep the pieces separate. But back of the box, this is for 1 to 4 players because you can play the NVA, VC, ARVN, and the US, although the US really doesn't come in directly. It's more of an advisory style of role. But it does have a ton. It has 120 event cards. There is a new Trungbot style solo AI that plays. You can do solo. Has some wooden pieces, and then 2.5 counter sheets and some player aids. This is going to take you 1 to 3 hours to play, and you can get a look at some of the cards here and the history on the back of the box. I did a series of event card spoilers with Steven for this game. We hosted those on the blog, and they were very interesting and gave a really good insight into what this game is and the focus that it has. Very nice box. Gonna have to try to rearrange my coin series shelf to fit that now. First thing you have here is the expansion rules, and this covers the Sovereign of Discord expansion. There's the table of contents on the back. You can see it's 16 pages with obviously the last couple of pages, in fact, the last 5 pages are setup and scenarios. So there's several different scenarios. There's a 4-player scenario that covers the entirety of the 61 to 63, a 2-player scenario that covers that period as well. And then there's a prequel that's a shorter scenario, only covers 63. And then there's the full campaign where you can merge this one with the Fall of Saigon and Fire in the Lake. And then you can do the extended campaign, and it kind of mentions there. And then short, long 1964, short 1967 to 69. So there's multiple scenarios and setups there. So the actual rules for the expansion are only 11 pages. This page is basically some new terms. Not a lot of new, although there's some new tracks. The Washington track, the Hanoi track, the regime stability track. Victory conditions have changed, and there are some new special activities listed, or not necessarily new, but they work a little differently than their counterparts in the other games. They've just been highlighted. There are Bombard and Govern. Those are Raid. And then here are the operations, the coin and the insurgent operations. It does use or has an option for the two-player setup that comes from. That is the two-player sequence of play that was created by Brian Train for Colonial Twilight, also used in War in the South expansion and C3I magazine for Liberty or Death, and now has been used in this one and the British Way more recently, although some modifications to all of them. So yeah, that's the rule book. You also have the card-based non-player rules. It's called Min Miang. So that's the name. They've tried to... I mentioned the Trung bot. That is what the Fire in the Lake bot is called. But this explains how to play the non-player. It has a full example of play. Talks about how to deal with events as they come up, capabilities, what their priorities and moves will be. And then once again, there's a look at those cards that you're going to use if you're unfamiliar with those. So that's a separate rule book. Then you have a playbook for the Sovereign of Discord game itself. It has a kind of a review of all the new cards. There you can see them listed, the historical elements. That's what a majority of this book is. I would say 75% is that. There's some designer notes at the back. And then you've also got... I think some strategies here. Just some background information by Steven. I need to get these read because I do like and enjoy reading these. Here's a little discussion about the new coup card, Officer Coup, that's included. The VC's Subvert and Terror that's changed slightly. And then this is a play, an actual example of play, multiplayer example of play. And the new additions to the game are these, I think those are called villages, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can read that. Well, not really sure. I feel like they're called villages, but maybe they're not. So there's the three kind of printed rule books that you have. There is, this is the half counter sheet. Remember it mentioned 2.5 counter sheets. So here are the 3 counter sheets. One is a half counter sheet. Let's go ahead and show you. Literally, it's just the initiative track at the top. And then here at the bottom, the regime stability track. So that pops right out. I really like that Steven has kind of done that in these expansions. I just think it's cool. This is the first counter sheet. It has the Hanoi track that you can pop out. So that's that part of it. And then there are some new, only a few though, counters included in the game. Double-sided. These are capabilities that you're going to be putting out. Those look really nice. I love the colors. They just seem to pop. And then the second counter sheet has the Washington track. Remember I mentioned those couple of new tracks, and this is one of those. The Hanoi track, the Washington track, and then the regime stability track. And then here there are very few pieces. So yeah, not a lot of new content, but a new focus. There are 4 of the play aids that give all of the 4 factions activities and, or I'm sorry, special activities and operations. You can see those are listed there. Changes are highlighted or key points are highlighted. This says only if 2-player DM's war scenario there. So there's those 4. There are several player aids. Here is just the kind of the coup round process. So you're going to follow that, and then the fall of DM sequence. And then there's 2 of those. So they give you 2 full play aids there. This is the non-player aid card for a 4-player game. So if you're playing 3 of the 4 factions, you can control the other factions with this. This is a listing of all the event cards that are found in the game. Once again, Min Miang is the name of that Solitaire bot. Here are the NP coup round instructions, the non-player coup round, event instructions. So there's a lot of detail that they provided for that Solitaire bot. Bonus event cards that are listed and instructions on how to use those. And then MP coup round instructions, again, for the other factions, Arvin and VC, whereas these are, where was that? this was for all four. Also here, this play aid is just another copy of the Solitaire play aid, but these are for the basically the ARVN, the Republic of Vietnam, and the non-player VC. So several different play aids. A bag of baggies. You've got this insert that I will take out. Here are those villages. They're basically, they almost look like Monopoly hotels. There are 7 of those. And then you've got 3 decks of cards. So you have, this is the Solitaire. The men, sorry, I'm trying to get that ripped off. These ones that are, they're almost vacuum packed. They are just so challenging to get open, and I'm not going to be able to get that open. There's just not enough leverage there, or loose. But anyway, you can see here's the layout of one of those cards. It just tells you how to do the different non-player actions. These are new cards for the game. Well, actually, they might be replacements. I'm going to have to read that carefully before I get into that, because I don't want to throw away the wrong cards or replace the wrong cards. That would be very, very bad. This is one of those games that I play often. In fact, I played this and taught this at Buckeye Game Fest a couple of months ago. So yeah, these are, I don't know if they're new cards or these are cards. Okay, I know what these are now. These are new cards that actually go into the game, the Fire in the Lake regular game, if you're playing that full campaign scenario. These are just different things, different events that come up. So there's 64. These are the eligibility, remember. These icons are for Solitaire use. You've got the picture and then the event, the name. And then remember, these events are always good for coin, good for the insurgency, but they're the different ones. Some of them are also capabilities. Let's see if I can, there's a VC capability. If this is taken, you're going to put the marker out that says less onerous system, and there's a continual benefit there. You saw another one. There's a momentum. That's something that's going to last. US capability there. So yeah, these are just new cards that you're going to put into the game, the base game of Fire in the Lake, if you want to play the extended campaign and play this all together. Now I'm opening the Sovereign of Discord deck itself. I think it said there were 120 cards, so there might be 80 in this pack. You can see they specifically say Sovereign of Discord on the back. They are ringed with yellow. I want to say the Fall of Saigon cards were orange, and then the regular Fire in the Lake cards look like that. So it's nice that they look different to differentiate them. But you can see there's just a whole bunch of cards. 6 starting in 61. There's an ARVN capability. Then you get into 1962. Neutralization. Pathet Lao. I just love the history of the Vietnam War. Then you get into 1963, which is the end of this game. And then you have a couple of new coup cards as well as pivotal events that are new. And then there's that officer, where's that officer coup that I showed you earlier in the game. But there you have it. Just a bunch of new cards, a couple of new pieces, some new rules, some new counters. And there you have it. That's Sovereign of Discord. I'm not sure why it's taken me this long to unbox this. I think I've just been lazy. As you know, I love the coin series, but obviously I just got tied up with other games. I really, really do appreciate that some of these my more favorite volumes like this one, there have been other designers that have come out and wanted to put together unique aspects to improve and enhance and deepen, for lack of a better word, the game that's already a great experience. I absolutely love Fire in the Lake. I know many people do not, and that's okay. It's probably a matter of taste, frankly. I enjoy it mostly for the theme, mostly for the history, and I also enjoy the multiplayer coin action that's when the system shines, in my opinion. When you've got 4 players, everybody is playing their own faction to benefit themselves, but also work together. But ultimately, in the end, they're trying to win alone. There, I finally got open those bot cards. I'm not an expert on the bots. I've never really used them that much, but these do, I think, improve upon that bot system, just make it a little more playable. So there you have it. Sovereign of Discord, 1961 to 1963 from GMT Games. Getting around to unboxing it. Very much look forward to adding this to our rotation when we play it. And would love to get a game where Alexander and I played every single one of it and did the entire full campaign from 61 all the way through 75. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate, I like doing these unboxings. It also allows me to get a little more intimately understanding what's going on with the game and look at the pieces before I start diving into the rule books. So, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.